Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave, and today I want to talk to you about practice. I love practice. I love practicing the guitar. I love to sit down and work on things that are hard and are natural for me and getting better every day. Hashtag progress. But you know, you get older and time went on and you don't have that much space and time anymore to practice 8 or 12 hours a day. Then I've realized it's not important to work smart, but to work hard. So here are 5 tips for you to improve your practice routine. Let's go. Tip number 1, have a plan. This is for me one of the most important things when it comes to my practice routine, that I exactly know what I have to work on. Do I have to prepare something for a band, for a project, or for some videos, from videos like this? Or do I want to progress in a certain technique or in a certain style? To know what I want to do and to know how to get to that point is really important for me. Imagine you are in a gym and you want some really good looking body. Six-pack and big chest and biceps and triceps, and yeah, you want to look good. And then you're going to the gym and you're doing some cardio, something for the legs, something for the butt, maybe something for the breast, for the arms, here and there, not too much, easy peasy, all cool. Or you are going to the gym and you know exactly, if I want to get a big breast, I have to do this certain technique, this certain exercise 25 times with this certain amount of weights, and you give everything and you know exactly what you're going to do and what you have to do to get this big chest. So only do that. So which person will progress more? Which person will be faster at his goal to have a good looking body and big chest and big arms? Well, I think it's obviously what I mean by this. Every Sunday, for example, I sit down and I want to know, okay, which are my goals for the next week? Do I want to progress in a certain technique? Do I have to prepare something? And I write it down and make a plan, what I'm going to do on Monday, what I'm going to do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on and so on. It's not possible every time to do this kind of daily routine. I try to have 2 to 4 hours practice routine every day, but to stay motivated and to keep going, it really helps to have a plan in the beginning. To know what I'm working on helped me to stay focused, and it keeps my mind clear. And this is also really helpful for tip number 2. Take your time. It can be a while to develop some certain technique, some certain style, or some certain skill. So always be aware to take this time. Sometimes it only takes you 1 week to learn some certain lick or some certain techniques. Sometimes it can cost you 1 year or even 3 years. There are licks that I'm still working on for years now, but I keep working on because I want to have it in my playing really good and precise, and I know what I want to do and I know what I have to do. Remember tip number 1. So I'm aware that it will cost time. This was something I have done in the past, and it's a really big mistake I've done in the past. I tried to learn the technique, but only for 1 month. And after that month, I was going to the next technique, and then to the next technique, and so on and so on. But I never finished 1 lick, 1 technique. I never reached 1 goal. And this was a big problem, a long time for me. I didn't progress as much as I could progress in that time, or as I want to progress. So always keep in your mind to take the time. Of course, sometimes this can be demotivated, but for you and for this problem, I have tip number 3. Visualize your goals. This is a mindset which is not only really important for your guitar playing, this is also a mindset which is really helpful for kind of every situation in your life. If you want to lose weight, if you want to get that big body, if you want to learn a language, or if you want to build a business, always visualize your goals. If you are learning a song or a solo, then listen to it all the time. Watch other players covering this song or this solo, or watch the original player playing it. Imagine you are playing the song, you are playing the solo. Get really deep into it. Get your mind free for the imagination how you can play this lick or this solo flawlessly. Get really deep into it and become dedicated and passionate about it. I have some sort of mantra every night before I go to bed. I close my eyes and I imagine how I play a certain lick or a certain song or whatever I'm working on right now, and I imagine how I am playing this lick flawlessly. And this really helps my mind to remember this lick. It can train your brain and your muscle memory from your fingers. But also this really gets me hyped and pumped up for the next day, for the next practice session and the next practice routine. I do my practice routine in the morning, so it really gets me hyped and pumped up for the next morning to get up, to get my ass out of the bed and start practicing. Tip number 4, have a clean and well-prepared place to practice. How can you focus on a really tricky section, a really tricky lick, when Facebook is blinking on the monitor screen, when your mobile phone is blinking because someone will send you a mail or WhatsApp, the bills you have to pay are laying on your desk, and the Netflix series you're watching right now looks a bit more interesting than the lick you have played. Tell me, how can you focus on this lick when there are so many distractions in your surrounding? I think this is pretty self-explained. To become focused and clear in your mind, you have a clean surrounding, a clean place where you can practice. So get up and clean up your practice room. Right now, go, do it. Tip number 5, practice what you want to practice. This is especially interesting for people who are studying music or going to a music school. Of course, you should listen to your teacher when it comes to how you can progress or what you have to do to get better. But if you want to learn a certain Paul Gilbert lick instead on working on rhythm changes, then go ahead. Or if you want to work on your swing feeling instead of learning some sweep arpeggios, go ahead. I once had a lesson by a local professor from the local music university, a guitar player, which is a really good guitar player, but he told me right in my face that everything I've practiced in the past was wrong. Not how I practiced was wrong, this can happen, but what I've practiced, all the scales I've learned, all the licks I've learned, all the speedy stuff. I mean, I was 20 years old or 19 years old and I have 7 years of playing behind my back. So everything was wrong because I didn't practice some jazz standards or swing feel or whatever. But no, there are no wrong stuff to practice. As long as you enjoy what you're practicing, it's always a good thing to practice. Maybe there are some better stuff if you want to progress in some certain direction. Because what is the meaning behind practicing when it doesn't make fun for you, when you're not enjoying it? What is the meaning behind music when you're not enjoying it? So no, there is no wrong stuff you can practice. And I think you can imagine that this was the last lesson I've had by this teacher. Obviously. So this was my little video about my top 5 tips for your practice routine. What are your tips for your practice routine? What are you doing to get better every day and every day? What are your tips? Share them with us. Tell them in the comments. And I hope you like this video and those 5 more unconventional tips. Well, nothing against the good old start slow and begin to increase your speed, blah, 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 which is a great thing, but I'm just joking here. So again, I hope you like this video and I hope to see you in my next video. Cheers and keep practicing. Bye.